Hi folks, I'm back with my, this time for real, top 5 last round of board games that I would have loved to have played at BGG SpringCon had not this guy right here destroyed my hopes and dreams. Have you been spamming him with bad messages? He doesn't even put videos on his channel anymore, but you should definitely do that. Find his email address and, you know, leave nasty messages too. Jerk. All right, I saved these for last, even though they aren't my most anticipated, but they were ones I was trying to group things together here, and these were the leftover ones. Even though they're not bad, 2 of them are Queen games. Let me go ahead and get to them. Edo. Man, I want to play this game. You have these cards that are like, they're squares, but each square has a different action on it, so depending on how you play it, how you orient the square, you can take that type of action. It's really cool. Different actions you can take. You're moving and growing, as far as I can tell, across this board doing different actions. It looks interesting. It has an expansion that costs more than the base game now, but screw it, I'd get it anyway. You can get the Queenies all online in their store too still, so that's a plus there. But again, it does look a little bland, so before I purchase it, I do want to play it. Another one from Queen Game. It just came out. Well, it's out on Kickstarter now. But Old London Bridges. Woo. This game looks pretty. If it didn't cost, it's way overpriced on their Kickstarter because now shipping costs just as much as the board game these days. And so I passed on getting it. But it looks like it reminds me of another game that I love in my collection called Asara. But it's slightly different. There's a few differences there, and I definitely want to play this. It looks like one that's way up on my wheelhouse. Obviously, this will have to wait till it drops to about 20 bucks. It looks like it's a $25 game they're trying to sell for 50. I mean, maybe if it drops to 30, I'll get it, but definitely one that will probably enter my collection in the next year or so, almost guaranteed. But I know they have a copy because they played it on their channel a couple months ago, and I was like, oh yeah, they're going to have a copy at BGG SpringCon, and I want to play it. That's what I was thinking. The next one is Artificium. This is another game that I'm on and off about getting. One of my good buddies who gives me some of the best suggestions in games. I would say he's about 70% right that I'm gonna love this game. And a lot of my games in my collection came from him. We have a very similar taste. And Artificium is like a card playing game where you're leveling up certain like gems, I believe it is. And even though it's not in my wheelhouse of games I love, it's the one that intrigues me most. Now, you know, I was willing to play it, and if it was going to be good, it seems like it's a small game too, so it's not really a space hog. And if that's the case, then yeah, I could definitely see me adding this into my collection, but it's definitely one I got to play first. The next one is Batman Gotham City Chronicles. There's no way on heaven's earth I will ever buy this game, okay? Because it is not. It is a heavy, finicky, you know, it looks very meticulous and it just overthinky, if that's a word, game by Monolith. But I love Batman. I love the comic books. And those minis are beautiful. I would throw down the big $500 if they made the gameplay a little bit more streamlined. But it seems like it's so finicky that the game would take forever to play. It slows down. It's really not that fun. It's very hard for me to, whenever I try to look over the rules, I get confused. I have a good friend in Phoenix who I was going to go see last year but got locked in from the snowstorm, but I was going to go see him, and I've even told him this, if I ever come back, because he bought the all-in package for this, and I think season 2 as well. I said, if I ever come back, the one game we've got to play is Batman Gotham City Chronicles, just because it looks so awesome. It looks so good. But again, it does not, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, like that. I can't remember what it's called now, but that one looked really good. Lots of beautiful pieces, based strongly off the comic books too. Me and my nephews played at BGG SpringCon because I just had to play it. It was so pretty. And yes, it was meticulous. It was a slog to play through one expansion. It was really hard. They made the rules so confusing. And so I was like, okay, this is exactly what I thought would be. And even though we had a decent time, my nephew's like, are you going to get this? Because, you know, they enjoyed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was way too clunky a game to purchase. I believe Batman Gotham City Chronicles would be exactly that, but it's Batman. The minis look great, so I'd have to play it. And then finally, the last one, don't laugh. This is one I was super excited about getting or playing, was Secrets of Monte Cristo. You're basically taking actions based on what track your marbles on. They use marbles in actions. Z Garcia from the Dice Tower is the only person I've ever known to do a review on this, and he did one just this past year just because it was a classic game that he enjoyed and no one was talking about. Man, I've been looking at that game for years. I was like, but no one's done a review on this, and I'm kind of reading the rules, understanding how it works, but going, it looks cool, but is it worth it? Heck, I'll be honest, maybe by the time this video's out, I've already bought that. Because that's a game that just seems so, I mean, it's cheap to get online, I think. No one ever talks about it. An under the radar game that is right up my alley, which is probably why it was number one on the list. Not really, but one I was most anticipating for sure. All right, folks, there it is. Now, I'll just sit here and blame, again, this guy right here, that culprit. Okay, I blame him for ruining my dream of being at BGG SpringCon. Again, not my new set of twins, not that my wife would kill me if I left. I'm blaming Bernardo from Tabletop Island. Send your hate his way, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully with a video, with a board game video review. See ya.